Alrighty, guys. We are back again. February 18th, and we're going to get right to it by saying this card is pretty sucky. That's none other than Dana White's fault. He's very greedy in his money, and he just doesn't care about putting together awesome fight night cards because they're just got a agreement with ESPN Plus, and they're just going to sell it, and they're just going to do whatever, X amount of fights every week to meet their clause to get that money. But enough of that. We'll just jump into the fights right away, and I'm going to start with the main event, going down to the co-main, etc. And I'm not going to do all these fights because, like I said, they're not that great. Don't know too much about the first couple fighters. I know some about them, but it doesn't matter. So, main event, Johnny Walker, Jahmal Hill is a great fight. There are a handful of good fights on this card, like Johnny Walker, Jahmal Hill, Gabriel Benitez versus David Onama. That's a great fight. There's a good fights, but there's like three of them. So, Johnny Walker, Jahmal Hill. This is going to be a really good fight in the sense of violence. It's just going to be a violent fight. I think Jahmal Hill wins this fight. I'm actually going to put him in a parlay. I think he's a more technical fighter. He's a better boxer. He understands his game better. Johnny Walker tends to, I want to say gas out, but he's been knocked out several times because he does wild and crazy stuff. But I really think Jahmal Hill gets it done with a knockout, TKO maybe. People are sleeping on Johnny Walker though, because he's a good fighter. He just needs to compose himself better. But I think Jahmal Hill wins that fight. Kyle Dawkins versus Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett, like 7 other fighters on this card, short weeks, short notice. So I think he's going to go out there and expend his energy and just try to get it done in the first or second against a really good grappler in Kyle Dawkins. I think Kyle Dawkins edges him out and gets it done. He's minus 285 favorite, plus 220 underdog for Pickett. It's a pretty big favorite. I don't know if I would lay the chalk and get that. I don't think I'm going to stay away from a parlay with Kyle Dawkins and Jamie Pickett. But I think Kyle Dawkins gets that done. And then Parker Porter versus Alan Beauday. Really strange fight because, I don't know, man. Alan Beauday is just kind of boring. He's lost. He's got this Todd Stout disqualification win on his record. That should be a loss. He got tapped out. If I were to put my money on it, it's going to be Parker Porter. Just because he's a bigger guy. He hits harder. He's fought better opponents. Jim Miller versus Nicholas Mata. This is a good fight. Nicholas Mata is a slight favorite, minus 170 to Jim Miller's plus 150. So it's slightest, damn slight as it can get. This fight is all about age, This Jim Miller's on his way out the door. Nicholas Mata's 29. Super fast hands, quick on the stand-up. And Jim Miller is nasty on the ground. He can submit you from anywhere. So this fight kind of scares me. If I had to put my money on it, absolutely had to, I'd probably go with Nicholas Mata because he's younger, more explosive. I would say better knockout power. But Jim Miller, if he takes him down in the first minute of the fight, and that's what the fight's going to look like, it's not going to be a fun night for Nicholas Mata. So I wouldn't parlay because Jim Miller's got, man, the dude's a legend. 33 wins. Yeah, 16 losses isn't the best, but Jim Miller's a beast, man. It's a tough one there. I'm staying away from that. Joaquin Buckley versus Abdul, Razak, Halsa. It's another violent fight. Someone's getting knocked out. We're at the Apex, smaller cage. These are big middleweights. Well, I shouldn't say big because they're 5'10", but they both cut off the edge and corners well. And this one, I gotta say, I disagree with the favorite. I think Abdul should have been the favorite. just because I don't know, Hakeem Buckley seems like everyone was pushing him to be the next big thing, and he got knocked out by Kevin Holland and head kicked also. Head kicked by Halsa, which was crazy. That was a year ago. It's going to be a good fight. I think this does not go the distance. Maybe I put a bet on that fight doesn't go the distance. We're going to do a couple more fights and be done with this, but Hakeem Buckley and Halsa, that's going to be, this, like I said, there's 3-4 good fights, and this was probably my second favorite right here. Gabriel Benitez versus David Onama. Dude, Onama's looking slick, and he fought Mason Jones, the big souped up, the next guy, you know. They were trying to pursue him as the next guy who's, I want to say, Cage Warriors champion, and he's a good fighter, dude. But Onama lost that fight like 29-28, and that was 3 months ago. I believe he's coming in on short notice from, I forgot who was supposed to fight Gabriel Benitez, but it wasn't David Onama. And I can't just be like, oh, David Onama's going to win this fight, because Gabriel Benitez comes out there and he brings a fire in every fight, and he's always in the fight. He's that rangy boxer, sticks on the outside, sticks, you know, but he's also been put down a few times. I just think David Onama is the all-round, more rounded mixed martial artist, if you will. He can go to clinch, he can take him down, but he's primarily probably going to stand up. But if the fight goes there, I would pick Onama. He's bigger, so I'm also going to parlay Onama. And Jessica Rose Clark, Stephanie Eggers, interesting fight. Eggers, you know, like a kickboxing champion or jiu-jitsu, but she's a jiu-jitsu champ. See, that's where, like, you know, I kind of, this fight, there's a couple fights here I just don't really know. But, yeah, she's a jiu-jitsu champ, and she's knocking girls out. But from what I know, her jiu-jitsu is where it's at. Jessica Rose Clark, with the face tat, damn. She always comes out and she's game. Chaz Skelly, I think, is going to beat Mark Striegel because of his submission acclimate, and Mark Striegel usually gasses out. They're both older, kind of foot out the door for Chaz Skelly. He's a moderate favorite, as he should be. I wouldn't put money on that either. I really don't know anything about those girls, so I'm not going to pretend I do. Jesse Strader versus this guy who holds a belt, and I forget what, you know, I forget where he holds a belt. I wanted to say LFA, but I don't know. So, but that's going to be actually a pretty good fight. And Jonathan Pierce versus Christian Rodriguez. Big prospect, Christian Rodriguez. 7-0, undefeated. 24 years old. And Jonathan Pierce is also just really good at grappling. I think he might just out-grapple the shit out of him. Mario Batista versus Jay Perrin. Yeah, it'll be an alright fight. I do like watching Batista fight because he's wild. And if I had to put the money on it, I would pick Batista. But guys, I'll get you what you came for. The parlay. I'm doing a 3-fight parlay, and that is it. I'm gonna pick David Onama. I'm picking Jahmal Hill for sure. So that's 2 favorites. Jahmal Hill, David Onama, and I'm kind of torn on if I should go JSP against Christian Rodriguez, who's also on a short notice. So it's 3 favorites. It's not going to pay amazing, but that's my parlay. Thanks for watching, guys. Kind of a boring, you know, fight breakdown, but there's not amazing fights. It's Friday night. I'm just kind of tired from work. Next week will be better. We got Makhachev and my boy Bobby Green. I've advocated, definitely I want him on a 5-round fight, and he's stepping in on short notice. Just beat the brakes off Nazareth. Next week will be a better breakdown, and the following week after that, Masvidal, Covington, Bryce Mitchell, Edson Barboza. The list goes on. So tune in next week. It'll be better. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.